contributions.
Private school, they don't have to worry about that.
They can wait till September because it wasn't their kids.
The question was called, that means we gotta go straight to a vote.
No. In the first session where you brought this up, you had people on your council saying they want a safe place to raise their children, and that's why they need to take this action. How about keeping children safe who are murdered and abused by your police department?
I'm just saying, y'all are some sick people, and you are ignoring the people that want justice. If you're ignoring them, but you're talking about this man,
Hamlin?
what is wrong with you? If someone goes out and gets killed, why do you ignore that?
Why?
With apologies to Councilman Hamlin, you're talking about somebody who abused or damaged drywall
Councilman Hamlin?
in public, but you're not talking about an officer who murdered a citizen and is suing cover-up of a payoff between the city manager and the police chief. This is debauchery.
Nolan, you talking about staying on Overland Park. You know what was a staying on Overland Park? July 24, 2020, when those police officers harassed, falsely arrested,
Why do you allow the police to arrest jaywalkers and abuse them? They were jaywalking.
It's literally a verbal thing you can tell them not to do. Why do you abuse jaywalkers?
Why don't you implement that de-escalation training? You just push that into 2 hours or 8 hours. No, I'm not even.
2 hours now. I don't spend more seconds and my classroom John. And the police officer gets like training.
Just because you ignore the problem doesn't mean it's going to go away. It's not going to go away.
So the mayor must have a council when they get chance like
Councilman Newman doesn't want to raise his children here because
I'm not sure.
of domestic abuse
Usually the mayor doesn't.
accusation, but he's fine raising his children
Figure it out.
police murder unarmed citizens in mental distress.
again.
There we go.
Walk away from comments and
That's what that Dante teaches them to do.
Thank you. You should have been on record. They should have been on record.
Okay, we got someone right here that wants to talk. Let's be civil. He's wanting to talk with us, so let's talk to him.
Go ahead, you talk to them.
We are taking away the voice.
You want to speak now and not on the record? Yes.
By not allowing them to speak and subjugating their power over them, which is what abuse is. I agree, and I am why, but I'd like to know why we're removing a council member for alleged abuse when there's no verge of reason is public. Isn't it innocent until proven guilty? That is
Exactly. This is her guilt. Exactly. So I don't know why they thought they could have done time. And then it's, oh, we're gonna have the president on that, and then they're gonna take them away last minute. That decision was made today. In section 11.
This was made a while ago. I mean, we're gonna start out with public comment. Pandemic messed things up. So, I mean,
and we're talking about murder.
So the email was sent to Sheila today, advising her of that. So why was it not made public?
Analytic point of view.
well, I mean, we voted on it, I don't know, a while ago that we wouldn't have public comment until September.
Continue to exacerbate the problem, but we really don't know how to remedy it because no one's told us how.
The remedy comes from
Starting with the next meeting.
comes from voting. There is only one remedy, and that's voting for people who are willing to be logical,
To do what's right,
who are willing to be right,
I don't
who are
think
willing
it's
to be
time for
ethical.
that or
And that's the only remedy that we have, and we see it at federal level, at state level, at local level. The remedy is the vote, and there is no other way.
Who has proven and you have paper trails of that to give
By having a podium that you
information or
can speak
misleading
and
to
to make
me
a bad
is
decision
difficult
to
for
take that
us
right
to do
away
so.
from you. And the time to talk about it is right now, that we want to know. Not 3 weeks from now, not 2 hours from now, right now.
And the fact that you are not silencing us and the fact that you're taking the time to listen, believe me, it is being noticed. And I promise you this, if you ever need someone on your campaign or a group that's willing to back you,
Thank you.
I'm willing to say and stand at the crowd and say, you know what, this is a guy who does what's right. I don't agree with a lot of your decisions, but at the same time, at least you're logical, at least you're ethical, and at least you allow the voice of the people, which is what you were voted in to do, be heard.
Thank you.
And I appreciate you for that.
Thank you for your enthusiasm.
Thank you for being the one person who listens and acknowledges.
Absolutely, it's just there is a level of, I want to call it suppression that comes with it, and you could see that they did not feel free enough to approach you and listen to you. I mean, we need to be clear and transparent. It goes two ways. Transparency goes two ways. You questioning your government and your government giving you the answers that they think. Nobody has to agree fully with each other, but this communication, if it's not happening, there is no meaning to transparency. And showboating is not gonna give you anything. You can't be one way with the constituents outside and be the other way with the constituents inside. You have to be one way. And to be perfectly honest with you, I think that's the only solution, is just to vote. Remember and vote.
But it feels such a clear disregard for the citizens of Overland Park and members in the community at large who come in support of community or of citizens of Overland Park to not even be acknowledged as human beings when we're clearly a group that cares so deeply about this issue.
Absolutely. And what hurts more is that we put, after 1 year, after last year, August, I proposing public comments, it was approved, the mechanism existed for giving people a podium to speak. Yet the administration, mainly Mayor Gerlach, decides to...
We are not going to return in September? Do they think that we're not going to come back with more numbers? Do they think we're going away? Clearly, we care about our rights and the rights of...
And you should. And we are here because of your votes, and we are not here standing on our own by ourselves. This is a passion. This is not a job. You know, if you are not going to return the trust of the people, there are a lot of other things you can do. And I have been on that track for all this time. So, again, I welcome you back on 14th. Please be here. There would be, unless they move it again to October now. It's the clear example of moving the goalposts, you know. But please be here in September, and I look forward to have each and every one of you. And you know, we had an executive session about the issue of the shooting dead, and there is information that was provided, and I will do my best to release it.
But I'd like to point out, when I was here at the last meeting about 3 weeks ago, when it was a different committee on the anti-racial policing, anti-bias, large, and it was the agenda items were only numerical, without any mention as to the nature of the case, no detail relating to, you know, the...
We need to change that.
I mean,
we need to change that.
And I heard, I mean,
if it's not informative, we need to change it.
I really felt that evening in that meeting, you know, we have the word legalese. I really developed a new word that night called bureaucralese, because it was really unfathomable that there was this discussion taking place in such a circular, non-transparent way that was unnecessary in terms of expressing what the board was discussing.
We need to change that. These agendas are put together to inform people, not to suppress information. So I'm going to pay attention to that, and if it comes to it, I'm going to make a motion at the FIAT committee to change that in a way that it's clear what are they talking about, rather than bunch of
I mean,
numbers.
can you imagine coming to a meeting as a community, as a citizen within your community, and all you see are numerical? You would have to go and look at the case by case online in advance.
We should change that.
You know, if that agenda was put forth prior to the meeting or not.
Absolutely.
It's very concerning.
Roxy.
you have an expertise and insights on that side.
Right,
Yeah,
so there was a little
insights and firsthand accounts of what happened that night.
Asked me about. Not that, you know.
And just to give a little bit of background, that was Councilman Farasetti engaging with in discussions with some of the people who showed up here, whereas a lot of the other people in the council ducked away. There are one other official here who's engaging in conversation. I'm going to try to focus on him a little as well, as long as the connection works.
Maybe we ought to go over
Because I've already issued them, I've already put out several complaints about it, several complaints about unprofessional. Yes, about it, and I've emailed and I've called. Yeah, and I don't know how long these complaints take or go through, but me waiting a month is a little too long for me. And then when we bring it up to them that we don't know when to.
If you want me to check the status of them, if you could shoot me an email, and I will check the status of those complaints.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Please, yes, because that's what.
Just shoot me an email.
Okay, thank you. And then,
How aggressively we had us on the 24th, but 2 weeks prior, they escorted us through the neighborhood and didn't try to arrest anybody.
I mean, at absolute best, what that night showed was the city has an issue with interpretation of the law and communication of that interpretation to the citizens. Because, to be quite honest with you, Miller Street went above and beyond communicating to the community. I mean, just have body cam footage that you guys released of the conversation with members of Miller Street. Not at one point was anybody made aware that the police had a concern for our safety, which is what was cited as the reason for them being there at 8 o'clock instead of by 8:15 and having that
Arresting us by
large presence and full tactical. Things don't add up. And so I think if people are having outlandish comments or trying to just really stretch or something and make it a reach. But what is happening is we are bringing legitimate concerns and discrepancies in rules and laws and regulations. And anytime we question any law enforcement officer, we are met with, you have to leave, or, extensive police presence, or intimidation tactics. And that's what's not right.
So I wasn't able to attend the Public Safety Committee meeting last Wednesday. Did any of you guys attend that meeting?
The public one for last and watching. But I was
On Wednesday?
yes, and what I was very concerned with is how the man that they were so concerned about the threat. The man that literally threatened us came up and said, if they didn't show up, we would have showed up, and we don't know what would have happened. And they said nothing. They said absolutely nothing. I'm like, are you?
Being the committee or?
No, a person. A person. Yeah, the committee said nothing, but the man that was talking
Paul
inside.
Lyons said nothing.
Yeah.
They said nothing. And so that's what we have a hard
And those are the
time
main
with.
people asking me to come get coffee
Exactly.
with them.
There's extreme broken trust, distrust, whatever you want to call it.
And then you have a code of conduct on, how you're supposed to conduct yourselves in these meetings. That should apply to any and
Because if I
everyone.
went, I promise you right now, if I would have went in that meeting and called OPPD terrorists, somebody would have had something to say on that board. Right?
Yeah.
So
We would have been escorted out and taken to jail. So it's like, why is that same thing not happening?
I would extend again to help you up, but.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, can I grab a card actually?
A card?
Yes.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you. Hello.
It's not equivalent.
Public service and about dignity and rule of law, real rule of law and process.
We have a family in a stressful situation. Okay, there is definitely a
And
stress.
that we all understand.
And these things like, again, I'm not defending anybody, but I'm saying we have a, let's go down to our conscience and say, if our family was in that situation, did we want that dragged to public every time before I even have the chance? The party has even had the chance to be in front of the judge.
And then doing it in an environment where there is obviously an abuse of power and there are issues around police abuse of power, to have this discussion while we're all concerned about addressing those issues.
Simply giving you guys a podium and saying, hey, we are listening, okay, would have completely remedied this. But the appetite to even listen to people like doesn't exist. In the last 6 years, and you read about me a lot, this council gave away $1 billion worth of taxpayers' money to multi-million-dollar corporations. Did they listen to people then? No. Are they going to listen to people now? No. The idea is that we do as we think is the best. I do not accuse anybody of any corruption or anything. It's just the rigidity in mind, which is problematic.
And what's troubling is this, the system allows them to function in that kind of silo of power without engaging.
And like I said, it took less than 14 months for them to approve public comment. Then it's kicked back.
Right.
Tonight was the night.
Yes? Well, I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
To the attorney. What did it basically?
Go ahead. I got a bunch of stuff to. I don't want to knock into people.
There was no reason for it to come. I asked if this needed to be public.
That's
all they want to do. If they want to trigger something with DA or
Thank you. Gotta get outside and do a little bit of a.
Okay, so just in case people don't see the hand signal, okay?
All right, guys, that was a scene from inside City Hall here. I'm going to switch back to focusing on what's going on outside. It looks like we have protesters joining, and I'm going to try to get filled in. If not, I apologize for that, but I'm going to keep following the evening for you. It looks like Stacy Shaw is here with a few more protesters than there were outside earlier. So let's cut to that.
Okay, so I want you guys to do it with me because it's important. Okay, hold on. We need signal bars. So we have signals. So our security has signals. It has to be very clear because this is like knocking on a door, not this. It's very important. People will be listening to this today. Okay, let's stop. Let's slow down. Okay, good. Yes. Wide. Okay. So this is very okay. So 90-degree angle. Slow down like this. Straight up and down. Okay. What's this? Wall, okay? So remember, Wednesday on Facebook at 6:30, I'm going to be having an official witness training because there is no certification for official witness training that I'm doing. For legal observers, you have to go to a special class from NLG or ACLU. Those classes are not being offered. Every single person has to be ready to put on this yellow vest, okay? Every single person from every single organization should be prepared to put on a yellow vest, okay? It's only 1 hour online, and you get free materials totally free. Okay, what does this mean? Okay, yes, wall. So we're just going to say wall, but we know everywhere there's a wall, there's going to be a witness. Okay, so wall. Okay. 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 Very good. Very good. Very good. Making that decision. Very good. Because you know what? Because people can use this all the time, but that does not mean stop. Okay, good. So it's really important for you guys to have that position because we don't want people to get confused. Okay, so we're going to go over it one more time because this should be like second nature. That's why we're going over and over again so nobody gets confused. All right, so what is this? Stop. Slow down. Wall. Yeah. Oh, it's wall. So we're going to say wall. Okay, so wall instead of witness because we have to do this. What's this? Wall. Okay, every time there's a wall, there's a what? Witness. Okay. Wall. Stop. Good. Okay, so today you all did an excellent job because today was the beginning of what we're calling sit-ins. You guys did not actually do a sit-in because you were not physically removed by the police. When they asked you to leave, then you just left. Okay, so this is one more piece. Eyes. 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 Okay, so when someone does this, that means whatever we're saying, whatever this person is, that's the lead person, then it is vitally important. Eyes. So there's going to be other commands, but when you see somebody says eyes, they will look at me because you guys will listen to what I'm saying. Okay, that's eyes.
So it sounds like the group that joined just wrapped up actually a protest up here outside while I was inside. I wasn't aware of what was happening out here, so they're kind of just wrapping up and just discussing their next plans. Over here we have a Overland Park citizen that wanted to speak with one of the council members, so he's getting a chance to do that. But that's pretty much the evening for right now. Like I said, I'm going to stay live and kind of just film around here for a bit. Try to get a little bit of a commentary from some of the people that were outside. And that's about it. So we'll see. But again, I'm going to stay live. Today was definitely a different type of coverage than I'm used to.
If anybody was there on Saturday, I had someone 6'3", 250 pounds that was this close to me. Okay? And so it's really important. What I was thinking about, I wasn't afraid of him. I wasn't afraid of him. What I was afraid about, what I was afraid of were the actions of the people around me. Because that would have started a chain reaction where people would have got hurt. I was really, really afraid that he was going to come. And that's what I thought was going to happen. I was like, please, just don't hit him. Don't hit him. Okay? So it's really important when we have resistance that we have to engage. Because one of the great things I heard today, we're only getting arrested for what we're getting arrested for. So if we didn't come here to get arrested, if we didn't come here for a sit-in, there's no reason for us to waste bail money because we want to get into it with an officer or a third party. That's where the discipline comes in. That's where our training comes in. So you guys have done a great job. We had no arrest today. We definitely got our point out. So nobody got arrested that wasn't intended to get arrested. Because remember, always when we have setbacks, that's always a very lesson. We'll always bring it back to the part where I got arrested. We got marched on because we did not have discipline. Because a group of people interacted with third parties. And I'm glad that it happened because you never know how the people have been. Had that not happened. Okay, but now that we know, every time we have constant contact, that's we're having constant contact, we absolutely do not engage. Unless we've already said, you know what, let's do the roll, okay? You know what, if we said, you know what, today we're just gonna get down, everybody's gonna arrest the people. But if we're not doing that, if we said, you know what, we don't have planned arrest, because when we plan to have arrest, that means that we already have our attorney. So today, our attorney on call was Craig Klein. So Craig Klein is the attorney. He's happy to come out with these official witnesses are working directly with the supervisor. Okay, so we
So again, guys, this is the scene from outside Overland Park City Hall in Kansas, where a group of protesters waited outside for the council meeting to be over. And they're essentially just kind of going over how to stay safe and how to keep together. So that's about it. Council member is still engaging in conversation. And it seems like a peaceful, quiet night so far right now. again, out of all the councilmen, there's still one who is engaging, and he seemed to be the one who stood for advocating an open meeting for people to be able to be heard.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we get an order for dispersal. So these are time drills. Why are time drills important? Because there may come a time where we need people to be in one place or another quickly. So we're just training you to move quickly and safely. Okay, so an arbitrary benchmark that we have right now is 5 minutes. Okay, so that means everybody is on the ground in 5 minutes. So our security can do a final sweep. Okay, that's important. Because what will happen if you don't disperse, our security is left. Okay, I am left, okay, and then I'm responsible. Okay, so our marshals are always to make sure everybody they're the last person on the ground.
So again, the group organizers are discussing safety. So yeah, I'm just kind of cut back for a bit. Also, just to give a quick update to the feed today, there was some connection issues, and in that situation I usually have backup footage, which I'm going to review the stream, and if it doesn't come through, I'll upload some of that. Just to kind of let you guys know the role of how it's going here with the connection issues, which I didn't even think about of anticipating for the future, but I'll have to prepare. Yeah. This was Overland Park, Kansas, at City Hall. And I'm going to cut the stream here because, again, it looks like it's going to be mostly dispersion and probably people going home. If there's anything breaking or developing, I will probably cut back to a feed or at least record it and upload later. Thanks for anyone who watched. Share this, talk about it, and I'm sure I'll see you guys next time.